What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to your channel. For today's video, I'm going to make you guys just a little bit better at Modern Warfare 2. I know that the game is a little bit different than we're used to over the last couple of years. It's a little bit more old school. You know, I was alive back then. Most of you weren't. We know. So today's video is going to be a couple things that you guys can add to your gameplay or change about your gameplay to help you out when you're hopping into these pubs or wagers or whatever you're doing on Modern Warfare 2. So I don't want to talk for too long. We got a couple of things to get through today. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And let's get started. Alrighty guys, now first things first, it's the most cliche tip that you can give, but make sure you guys have the most ideal settings. I cannot harp on this enough. You know, if you're building a house and your foundation sucks, then your house is going to come crumbling down. So make sure you guys have the right settings on, whatever that may be for you in terms of sensitivity or whatever. Make sure you have Black Ops and Dynamic on for aim assist types. It is the most stupidly busted thing that you can... I know there's a lot of memes out there about keyboard and mouse and aim assist and controller players and all this shit. Guys, trust me, it literally aims for you. So make sure you guys have Black Ops aim assist type and make sure your aim response curve is on dynamic. I cannot stress this enough. For the rest of the settings, it's kind of just up to you. Just make sure you're on something that's comfortable in terms of like sensitivity and your dead zones and stuff like that. I have an entire video on my channel I uploaded a couple weeks ago if you guys want to go check that out with every setting in the game. That's what I play on personally, but again, I would not just copy me for the sake of it. So before I get into any of these tips and tricks in this video, I want you guys to make sure that you have a solid foundation to build your gameplay on, because like I said, if you're constantly changing your sensitivity, if you're constantly changing between tactical and default and flipped and all this stuff, then you're never going to be able to properly build on your skill set because you're always going to be in your own head. So make sure you guys are finding those settings that are comfortable for you. Alrighty guys, moving on to tip number 2. Now that you have the right settings and you're ready to hop into the game and create some classes for yourself, I know I'm going to contradict myself. I am usually not one to push the meta guns on people. I much prefer being more versatile and using any gun that you want in the game. But this video is to help you guys get better and make the transition from old style COD into newer style, which is technically older style Call of Duty, a little bit easier. So I'm going to push the guns on you. I'm sorry for those of you guys that don't like skill-based matchmaking, and I'm going to make the guns worse. But if you guys want to be good, you got to use the meta guns. So we're going with the 74U for the subs. This is the best gun in the game, and this is the class for it. You see it right. You see this correctly. There are 0 attachments on it. You can use attachments if you would like, but the gun unironically feels better without them. It is just a thing that Infinity Ward has decided to do. I think the downside of the attachments is a lot more detrimental in this game than previously. So you can honestly use this gun with no attachments on it and get away with it. Same with the SCAR. Again, I'm just pushing meta on you guys right now. I apologize. The SCAR is also insane. You can use no attachments on this class as well if you would like to. You can also use the M4. Now, if you guys want to use the M4 instead of the SCAR, here is a class setup for that as well. I also have a couple class setups from a previous video that I uploaded if you guys want to go back and look at that. So if you're for your ARs, I would stick to the M4 and the SCAR. Your SMGs, the 74U, even though it's an AR, it's actually not. The 74U and the Vesnev, I would say for sure. You can also get away with using the Fennec a little bit. You could also use that with no attachments. I think you can use the majority of guns in this game with no attachments. So now that you got your right settings, you got your guns, let's talk about perk packages for a second. Now, I know that, you know, there's no red dots on the minimap. Controversial. Infinity Ward probably isn't going to change that anytime soon. So we're going to make it worse. We're going to run Ghost. Now, I know that you guys are probably thinking, what about Quick Fix? Quick Fix is so good. While Quick Fix is very, very good, if you guys are trying to go on high kill streaks and if you're trying to keep momentum, while again, Quick Fix can help a lot when you're getting those, you know, pieces and stuff like that. You can get that health regen. Ghost is incredible because you cannot track people in pubs super easily. It's very hard to track people even for me, and I'm a professional player, I think. So make sure you guys have Ghost on for your perk package, and I would honestly go with Battle Hardened and Bomb Squad. I think tactical usage in this game is ridiculous. The flashes literally light up your entire room whenever you get flashed, so make sure you guys are running Battle Hardened for that. Same with the nades. There's a lot of things that blow up in this game. Drill charges specifically, I don't know why. Comment down below if you guys have been killed by drill charges a shit ton, because I feel like whenever I play pubs, it's just infinite drill charges. And then obviously fast hands. I think fast hands is just a quality of life thing. I think this perk slot is up for interpretation, whether you guys want to run hardline, focus, whatever. I love fast hands for the quality of life. It feels way better for reloading and tactical usage. It's just something that I prefer over a lot of the other perks in this category. And then last but not least, before we actually hop into some games and I give you guys some in-game tips, we're going to go over kill streaks for a quick second. Now, again, I said this was more on the casual side of things to help you guys out with all those skill-based matchmaking, Andes, and all that stuff. There's a couple of different options here. One, you can run score streaks, which I think is probably better for those of you guys that are trying to adapt to a more slow-paced Modern Warfare 2 playstyle. Score streaks are always easier to get than kill streaks. And I would recommend starting out before while you're learning the game and while you're understanding the pace of the differences of this game as compared to, say, Vanguard, Cold War, etc. I would run some lower streaks for sure. I think, obviously, I'm running Chopper Gunner Advanced UAV because I'm toxic. But I would run stuff like UAV, Counter UAV, and maybe VTOL. I think, you got to be careful with the riot shielders because apparently there's some invincibility glitch, excuse me, with the VTOL. So you got to be careful with this one. But I think this is definitely great with how fast you're going to get your UAV and your counter UAV. You could also run kill streaks. They're 4 and 5 kills respectively, so it's not too insane. But just starting out, I think I would run score streaks. And then VTOL, obviously, if you start going on those sprees and stuff like that, feels always nice to have a VTOL. Shout out to the Harriers if you guys played Modern Warfare 2. So once you guys get the hang of the game a little bit more, you can do what I do. And again, just be a little toxic if you guys want to run the old Chopper Gunner and Advanced UAV setup that I have. Basically, what you want to maintain is as much information on your minimap as possible, which is, again, why we're countering that with Ghost in our perk setup. Just making sure that you're off the minimap as much as possible. No need for silences or anything like that because Infinity Ward did that for us. Just making sure you have as much info on your minimap as possible, and also denying theirs with that counter UAV, or if you're doing what I'm doing and you have advanced UAV on. Just like I said, maintaining as much information as you possibly can while you're playing the game. It never hurts. Alrighty, guys, now we're in game. We got our perk packages, we got our guns, we got our settings. Now, how do I actually play the damn game? So a couple things. In the past, you guys have known about movement and running around drop shotting and slide canceling and just being a cracked little gamer. And those days are kind of behind us a little bit. If you guys know, obviously they took out the bunny hop, they took out slide canceling, they took out all of that. So what you guys are going to see a lot in competitive play and high level Call of Duty gameplay is a lot of jump shotting and drop shotting. Again, bunny hopping is gone, which is a huge way of engaging in a gunfight. Same with slide canceling. You guys all know about that. I don't think I need to explain how insane slide canceling was. But that stuff is a thing of the past. So like if you're an AR player, it's much harder to run around the map now. And if you're a sub, like killing ARs off of head glitches is a lot more annoying because the camera isn't as easy as it was in the past. So in order to make it, to figure out things that are broken, as we always do as pro players, what you guys are going to do is jump shot around corners now, and you're going to drop shot around corners. If you guys don't know what cameraing is, essentially it is giving you a peeker's advantage. That is the easiest way to sum up what cameraing people is. It's you see them before they see you with some form of abusable movement or, jumping around a corner. In the past, it was obviously side canceling, but essentially it's giving yourself peeker's advantage. So what you're going to be doing in this game, like I said, is a lot of jump shotting. Now, the thing that you guys need to understand about jump shotting is if you aim down sight and jump like this, say if I, come... Before I was rudely interrupted, let me just kill these bots. So if you guys come around the corner and then you jump out, you can see my momentum is much less than it would be. See how slow this is if I just come around the corner and I jump? But if I sprint, jump around the corner and give myself some form of momentum, it gives you a little bit more of a peeker's advantage. So you guys are going to see a lot of jump shotting in pro play. It's pretty much the main way to engage in the gunfights now, other than drop shotting corners, which is always fun. So make sure that you guys are jumping around your corners, pre-aimed, ready for someone that's there. Even if no one is there, just make sure you're always ready for the gunfight. Obviously, I'm shooting bots right now with radar on, so it's a little bit easier for me to know where people are at. But if you guys were playing pubs and stuff like that, and you have a good sense of where people are coming from, you can always start setting up those drop shots around corners. You can set up those jump shots. It just makes things so much easier as opposed to, walking around a corner with your gun out, just pre-aimed, waiting for someone to shoot you in the back. You always want to be using some form of movement into gunfights. Obviously, if you're just waiting right here, you can just lay down and shoot them. But if you're at a disadvantage in terms of your positioning, you always want to make sure that you're doing something before you engage in the gunfight, whether that's a drop shot, whether that's a jump shot. There also, just a little caveat, there is a abusable instant drop shot in the game right now. I'm not going to teach it to you guys strictly because I do think it's going to get patched. I'm not sure that it's going to live to see the light of day for much longer, so I really don't want to get you guys doing that. So I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video. I'm sure there's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube and things like that, but if you guys want to learn how to do it, you're not gonna get that in this video. You're not getting that from me. And make sure you're drop shot in these corners as well, because that is something that is extremely underrated. I think a lot of people don't really understand, because, you know, you come around the corner, you're centered up high like this, and your gun actually will cover if I were to drop shot it like this. So say if that guy was pre-aimed on me, if I drop the corner like this, his gun, chances are, might be covering me. So it's very, very good to get those cheese picks around corners and things like that. And it just helps a lot, again, as opposed to, you know, just strafing out like that and giving the other guy a free kill. Alrighty, guys, and now last but not least is something that is a little bit more difficult to explain, is your pace. How are you playing the game? Are you running around trying to be an absolute crackhead, getting a million kills with a 74U? Are you the guy that's posted with an M4, trying to maintain map control for your team? Are you, like, what is your play style, and how do you figure that out? Because, again, if you're someone in the past that has loved to slide cancel around the map, you know, an MP5 in Modern Warfare or a 74U in Cold War, like, if you're just abusing movement at all opportunities, and now you're coming into the game without the ability to do that, you kind of have to rebuild yourself a little bit. If you're used to playing like that, then I would definitely incorporate a lot of jump shotting in your gameplay, because that's the most technically fast-paced thing that you can do in this game as of this moment, is jump shotting around corners. So make sure you guys are changing that if you're not right now. Are you someone that's using an AR? Do you enjoy, you know, again, posting up on headies, figuring out where people are spawning, and then just getting a million free kills and baiting your team like I do? Then a lot of it becomes down to knowledge. Make sure you guys are playing the game a shit ton. A play style like that comes down to 99% knowledge. Where are they spawning? What lane do I need to go get for my team? This also happens in pubs. This isn't just a competitive thing. Say even on maps like Mercado, it's just maintaining power positions, because in this game, you can't camera things as much as you used to be able to. So again, those power positions with ARs are a lot more potent than they used to be in the past, because, again, especially if you have like a trophy system on yourself, you pretty much just never die, assuming you don't get shit on off the heady. So maintaining power positions and knowledge on where they're spawning for the most part, because, you know, spawns can be a little strange in this game. So I hope these tips and tricks help you guys with your skill-based matchmaking lobbies. I know it's pretty rough in this game, but hopefully, like I said, these things can help you guys out just a tad bit. I'm sorry, maybe I'm making it a little bit worse for those of you guys that don't take these tips. I'm sorry. You know, I know I'm telling people to use this car and stuff, but I'm trying to help you guys out and make you guys better. What do you want from me? So appreciate you guys for watching. As always, make sure to leave a like on the video. Have a fantastic rest of your day.